Okay, so before I get started with this weather update, we're going to talk about Hurricane Dorian. But today was a mostly cloudy day, but we had some pretty skies in the afternoon and very comfortable, very cool across our area on Long Island. But we got to talk about Hurricane Dorian because it's a monster. So let's talk about Hurricane Dorian. It's a Category 5 hurricane. Maximum sustained winds 185 miles an hour, and you can see here on this satellite image it has a classic buzzsaw look to it as it's just pounding the Bahamas right now. This is the infrared satellite here. You could see clearly that well-defined eye, that eye wall right there, it's really just really scary to look at. And it looks like it's still heading right toward Florida. Here is the plane, and that's not loading, so you get to see some of it. There it is. So you could see a little bit of it there. Again, look at that. Just perfect symmetry. Great outflow. The storm is a monster. So let's get right to the latest public advisory for Hurricane Dorian right now. So we have catastrophic Category 5 Dorian pounding Great Abaco and Grand Bahama Islands. Summary as of 8 p.m. Its location 26.6 north, 77.6 west, about 75 miles or 125 miles east of Great Freeport in the Grand Bahama Island, or about 155 miles an hour, 155 miles east of West Palm Beach, Florida. Maximum sustained winds 185 miles an hour. Its present movement is west at 5 miles an hour, and the minimum central pressure is down to 915 millibars. So we have storm surge warnings in effect for much of Florida. Storm surge watch in effect. Hurricane warning from Jupiter Inlet to Volusia Brevard County line. Hurricane watch in effect for other areas that are further north. And there's also a storm surge warning in effect as well. And they're already reporting storm surges in the Bahama Islands up to 20 to 30 feet. So this we have to watch this and see what happens with Florida. As of 8 p.m., the distinct eye of Hurricane Dorian was located near latitude 26.6 north, longitude 77.6 west. It's slower west-northwest motion is forecast through the next day or two, followed by a gradual turn to the northwest. On this track, the core of extremely dangerous Dorian will continue to pound Great Abaco and Grand Bahama Islands tonight and Monday. The hurricane will move dangerously close to the Florida East Coast late Monday through Tuesday night. Maximum sustained winds remain near 185 miles an hour with higher gusts. Dorian is a Category 5 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. Some fluctuations in intensity are likely, and Dorian is expected to remain a catastrophic hurricane during the next few days. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 45 miles from the center, so it's gotten larger, and the tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 140 miles from the center, and the minimum central pressure 915 millibars, just 27.02 inches. So this is a real concern here. We're going to see a lot of rain over the Bahamas. That rain could affect the Carolinas. It could affect Florida. We have the flooding. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. Unfortunately, my screen capture program is once again having problems. My computer continues to have problems, ongoing issues that have not unfortunately been solved yet. So here is the hurricane. The map from the Hurricane Center. It shows you where the hurricane warnings are. You can see a good chunk of Florida's east coast is a hurricane warning. Hurricane watch is north of there, and even the cone of uncertainty is even getting close to us now. So we're going to really have to watch this. Once again, maximum sustained winds 185 miles an hour, and its movement is west at 5 miles an hour. So now we get into the track of this storm, and the track is going to be, the models, and we're going to actually start with the windy.com website, because that will be faster for us. And if we have a problem with the tropical, we'll see if we can get tropical tidbits to run. But this is the windy.com website here, and basically this whole area here is just, I'm just going to even use the wind gusts because it's not, over 100 miles an hour. It maxes this thing out, basically. All right, so this is the Euro model now. All right, so it's the Euro model, Sunday at 8 p.m. So we're going to go Monday at Labor Day at around 3 p.m. and see how far it's moved. And you can see the Euro now has it over Freeport. This is getting really close to Florida. So Florida may not be out of the woods after all. So here it is over Freeport. You can see it's barely moved. It's moving very slowly, you can see. It looks like Miami will miss it. It looks like it's going to go more north of there if it does make a landfall. So that's 3 p.m., 8 p.m. So it does make the turn, but it comes awfully close to Florida, and there will be storm surges and major beach erosion there. This is Monday at 9 p.m. All right. So let's go and look at 7 a.m. Tuesday. And you can see it's barely moved. So imagine what's happening in Freeport. That island is going to be wiped out. All the northern Bahamas is going to be wiped out. It's going to be completely wiped out. There's no way anything is going to be able to survive that between the water and the wind. So here is 7 a.m. Tuesday. Let's go to 3 p.m. Tuesday. So it does have it make that northward turn, but boy, does it get close to Florida. It looks like the worst of the wind stayed just offshore. But this is 4 p.m., 3 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So let's do 9 p.m. Tuesday. And this is it on 9 p.m. Tuesday. So this thing is really crawling and just raking along the coast. And this is 2 a.m. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Wednesday. All right, look at it's now pounding the coast. So the coast is going to get pounded. Even though maybe the worst winds stay offshore, they are awfully close. And then this thing just barely moves. Here's Wednesday, 6 p.m. Let's go to Thursday, 6 a.m. Now it's finally starting to turn northeast now, and now it's going to start lashing. The edge of it is going to start lashing. Because this thing stays over water, it maintains its strength. 3 p.m. It looks like it's trying to make a landfall in the Carolinas. Just 3 p.m. on Thursday. 10 p.m. 10 p.m. It's just off the Carolina coast. This is Thursday now, all right? We're at Thursday. Friday, 10 a.m. Now it's finally starting to move a little more to the northeast. And it looks like it's going to pound the Carolinas and make a landfall somewhere in eastern North Carolina. And this thing could be every bit of a Category 3 or 4 and still maintains its strength. Let's go Friday, 9 p.m. And look at how close it is to us. So again, these are the wind gusts. We may be seeing some really strong wind gusts here on Long Island, 45, 50, maybe 60 miles an hour. So we're going to see effects from this right now. Here's 7 a.m. Saturday. It's really close to us. So this is really concerning. This is the Euro model now, all right? So this is the Euro model. It's the model I generally choose to, prefer to use. This thing is threatening the whole East Coast, basically, and we're going to have to keep watching this. Let's go to the GFS now. We'll go to the GFS Monday, 9 a.m. Of course, the GFS is completely off with the wind speeds on this, but we're just looking at it for the track purposes. And 7 p.m. Monday, 9 a.m. Tuesday. Does bring it a little further west. 12 a.m. Wednesday, 1 p.m. Wednesday, 2 p.m. This is 2 a.m. This is 2 a.m. Thursday. 6 p.m. takes it further west. That's scary. I'd tell you, it takes it a lot further west. Friday, 8 a.m. Look at how close it's coming to us. This may be a threat to our area. We're going to see effects from this hurricane, and it could be bad. So that's the track on the GFS. Now we'll go to the NAM, which is a shorter range model. It's not going to go out as far. It only goes out as far as Wednesday. But you can see this is, let me back it up to tomorrow, 3 a.m. Here's 3 a.m. Monday, 9 a.m. Monday. It's moving it maybe a little too fast, I think. 4 p.m. It makes that turn. 10 p.m. heads north. The NAM seems to recurve it further out and spare a little more Florida, maybe. And that's as far out as it's going to go, I think. So this is really a concern. And again, we can actually look at the waves here. Let's put this back to Euro. I think it should show the wave. I don't know if it can forecast the wave heights. Oh, it can. Goody. So here you go. This is let's go to Monday, 2 p.m. And these wave heights that you see here, these are well over 20, 30 footers. Tuesday, 11 a.m. 4 a.m. Wednesday. Look at this. The coast is going to get battered. This is the monster storm that may finally wake people up about the severity of climate change. This is going to hurt so many areas of the East Coast. This is going to be a widespread disaster. Even if it doesn't completely come on shore. The damage from the coastal flooding. The areas in purple actually have exceeded. You're exceeding it, so you're 30-foot waves. This is crazy. What kind of waves we're dealing with? This is Saturday. This is scary. Okay, so let's look at tropical tidbits now. This is tropical tidbits, and we'll see if we can load this. Yeah, it's going to be really slow, unfortunately. That's why I use the other site, because this site is just really slow. This is the GFS, by the way. But you get the idea that this storm, and it's really underestimating how strong this storm is. This storm has the potential to be one of the worst disasters that the United States East Coast, or the Southeast at least, has faced in perhaps ever. Look at this. Is the GFS track. You see why it's so scary. Look at it. Rakes the whole East Coast from the Carolinas, keeps the center offshore so it can't weaken, and then look at how close it comes to us. So this is really a concern here. Alright, that is the GFS. Now we'll go look at the ICON model. And what I'm trying to do while I'm doing this weather update is I'm trying to use. I actually have an external hard drive that I'm starting. I think the problem with the computer is my hard drive might be going. So I've already backed up most of the files. I always back up most of the files, but just to let my viewers know what's happening, that might be the cause. So here is the ICON model. It's way off on its. It's very hard to get this. It's just very slow. But here it is. To bear with me, but this is the ICON model. Yeah, we can't really load it. You can see it. This site, somehow Windy doesn't do this. So you can see the ICON kind of just rakes it along the coast too. It's a general idea of all the models, is to rake it along the coast. Let's go to regions. Let's switch to Southeast. You can see I can't even load the page. It's just regions. That's them. That's because of high traffic. That's not because of my computer. I'm trying to load the Southeast. Alright, so here we're going to go look at the NAM. The only one I'll look at here is the NAM. Look, I can't even load it. So here's the NAM, 3 kilometer. Right? And I'm going to try to load as much as I can of it. Though it's very hard to say. It's very hard to load this. That's why I use the Windy site, because I'm just wasting time here. It's just you have to preload everything. It just doesn't work. And honestly, I don't have the patience. When it's much easier to look at this, it's much more easier to figure out. But the gist of it is that the whole East Coast, from West Palm Beach all the way up to the North Carolinas at least, is a threat of experiencing some severe effects from this hurricane. And north of there, we could be having some tropical storm type effects. So I'll spend a little time on the kind of weather we're gonna. You see, this is the problem. I can't even load the models for our weather. They won't even load. It looks like Wednesday and Tuesday we might have some clear days. But again, I can't even load our information to show you our weather, because this is basically what I get. So unfortunately, like I said, tropical tidbits, we really can't even use the site right now, which is really unfortunate. But what I can do is we can go to Vent2Sky. We'll have to use that site, 'cause I can't use it. It's just too slow, and I can't load anything. So what we can do is we can look at the we can use Vent2Sky and take a look at our temperatures. So we can actually, it doesn't give us the NAM, but it does give us the GFS. So what we can do is we can take a look at the current temperature, the kind of temperatures we're going to be dealing with over the next couple of days. So let me move this over to tomorrow. And tomorrow will be warmer and more humid. You'll see there's more of a humid flow here. A warmer, more humid flow here coming off. You can see in Jersey, it's probably going to be into the mid 80s probably. For us on Long Island, probably a little cooler because the wind's coming off the ocean, so it'll be in the mid 70s. And I'll use the 2 o'clock reading for high temperatures. That's good. We'll go to Tuesday. Tuesday's going to be a little hotter. And again, we have a sea breeze that will develop across the island. On Jersey will be much hotter, so probably upper 80s, maybe near 90 in Toms River. Let's look at Wednesday. And Wednesday we have a similar type of deal. 80, it'll be hotter. Oh yeah, it'll be much hotter in Toms River, near 90. Long Island will probably be much cooler for Wednesday. Thursday, you'll be able to see the storm circulation starting. Northeast winds start picking up here, 70 degrees on Long Island. It'll probably be very cool Thursday and Friday as the cool air gets pulled down. There's the circulation of the storm. You can clearly see it on here. 62, 63. So look at this. This is 2 p.m. Look at how cool it is. It's going to be very cool with that storm. And then it's a Saturday with it pulling away, and it gets warmer again. So you can see here, and these wind speeds here, we're going to actually go wind speed here and show you this. So let's do this. So yeah, here is the sustained winds on Friday. We're going to have sustained winds around 25, maybe even on the east end up to 42 miles an hour. So we may see some tropical storm warnings issued for us. Same thing for New Jersey. Maybe a little less. We stick out, so we may get a little more of that. Here's Thursday. Thursday's wind speeds. That's not that bad, but Friday is the day to watch with these wind speeds when this storm comes. And then let's see, we can move it up to 17. Be able to see here that we're going to be dealing with some wind that day. And if I go to wind gusts, we're going to have wind gusts up to the 30s, but on eastern Suffolk County, there could be wind gusts to 50 miles an hour. So there may be some tropical storm watches, and there may be beach erosion and things like that that we're going to have to watch for. So let me move this back to tomorrow and take a look at the humidity, the dew points, and we'll take a look at that. Because it's going to be humid tomorrow, dew points rising into the mid 60s, and then for your Tuesday, it will be a little less humid. It'll probably be dew points in the upper 50s, so it won't be too humid on Tuesday. Wednesday, I think the humidity starts coming back into the picture again. We start getting some of that tropical humidity from the storm. Thursday, you start to see the dew points drop again. We have this drier air trying to make its way in from the north, and then if you look at Friday, you can see that dry air trying to get pulled down by the hurricane. Your Saturday. So that's the dew point. And now we'll go to clouds. Well, we already looked at the clouds. I'm really not going to... I mean, we have so much other stuff that we got to follow with this hurricane. I'm really not... It's not like we're going to have dramatic, weather. But let's go back to tomorrow because there is a chance of showers. So we're going to look at the... Alright, the radar, that's current. I don't think we can move that forward. Yeah, it's only going to show the current. So what we got to do is we got to show precipitation. So precipitation chances, alright, as we go into Monday, you will see that there will be a precipitation chance. And there could be some thunderstorms. So this is 11 a.m., this is 2 p.m., this is 5 p.m. And so there are chances of showers and thunderstorms developing, especially with the little front that's going to move through. This is in the evening. And there could be some thunderstorms with this too as well. We can look at the Cape just briefly. We do have some Cape, so we're going to have to watch this too. But again, I'm going to just put this back to I'm going to move this back down to let's move this back down to down south where the hurricane is. Alright, there's Dorian. So let's this is the forecast, but I'll just put it right now at the current radar. I don't think we can see anything on the radar yet. Alright, this is their well, maybe there is some radar here. Look at this thing. I mean, if this is the radar, this is really, you can see this outer band's already starting to affect Florida. So this definitely is a monster of a storm for sure that is affecting. So let's get off of this and let me just get the radar out of West Palm Beach. You can see get what's going on here. So here's the radar out of West. So it's 84 degrees right there right now. You can see all these warnings in effect, but what we want to look at is the radar right now, and you can see that the outer bands are already starting to affect. You can see some of these outer bands. Some of these thunderstorms in the outer bands can be kind of nasty, so that's something to keep in mind. The last thing I'll look at is just the weather that we had today on Long Island, and then I wrap up this weather update. So 69 degrees. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because you know, we got major things that we got to worry about here. So it was only in the mid 70s on Long Island. Getting a little more humid tonight, but it was comfortable. Low dew points today. And let me back this up here, and we'll look at New Jersey, which I'm curious to see how much hotter it was there. I'm sure it was much hotter. Let's see what it was there, and then we wrap it up. So 70 degrees. Oh, look at that. Dew point is 70. So it's a lot more humid down there. The humidity came up in a hurry, and it was warmer too. It had 81. That's why you don't want to be down there unless you like the heat. So that wraps up this weather update, and I'll keep my eye on Hurricane Dorian again. This thing could strengthen even further, perhaps. Like I said, it's setting records. So what can I tell you? Again, information and links is below in the description below from the Hurricane Center about what's going on. There's actually just one more thing I wanted to check, and this is Twitter. So I want to just go to Twitter for a minute. I'm going to do a search for whatever. I gotta just do this. Not looking at New Jersey trend. I want to put Bahamas. And we'll see what we can get here. So here is here's what it looks like in the Bahamas. Wow, complete destruction. Complete destruction. Look at that. It's underwater. The Bahamas are destroyed. The Bahamas are destroyed. So we're going to be getting a lot of information. This is really bad. So yeah, this is a really, really bad situation. And it's stalled out over the northern Bahamas. So this thing is raking the Bahamas. This is what the Bahamas are doing right now. 5 hours and it's not over yet. Look at this. These people are stuck inside their. Man, what a disaster this is going to be. The Bahamas are going to be wiped out. This is horrible. But anyway, I'll keep you updated on dangerous hurricane Category 5, 185 mile an hour Hurricane Dorian. Let's make this a little larger so you can see this. Actually, here. So that's the Bahamas, completely destroyed, and what can I say? I'm speechless. This is unbelievable. So that does wrap up this weather update. I'll keep you posted on this dangerous Hurricane Dorian. This is the worst storm I've ever seen in the Atlantic, and these are scary times ahead as we deal with the climate crisis. You know, this is good. This is why we're getting storms like these. Way warmer than normal ocean temperatures, messed up steering currents, and that it's just a disaster. And people, we got to pray right now. That's all we can do. Anyway, take care.